down with the general. That's right. We're gonna be on this King James version of the Bible today. We got to get on King James. You know, they out there, they saying King James black. He was a black man. Man, if y'all don't lead it, y'all playing too many games. If he, they saying, you know what I'm saying? They saying King James was dancing through the courtyard. You see twinkle toes. That's what they said. I mean, why would they make something up like that? You know what I'm saying? They say, yeah. Yeah, they say he was twinkle toes and things of that nature. Anyway, we got to talk about it today. We talking about the authorize. The authorized, but who authorized it? I mean, that's all I want to know. You know, who authorized it? Can anybody out there tell me who authorized it? It says the authorized version. And I mean, I'm trying to, did they call God up and say, you know, was it authorized by God? We in the house. Was it authorized by God? That's all I want to know. If it ain't been authorized, if you say it's the word of God, I'm holding you to this. Yeah, I'm holding y'all to this. Ain't no getting away from this. Cause I want to hear everybody always talking about they talking to God. And then when I say call me up on the three-way, I don't get no call. You understand what I'm saying? Next time you talk to God, call me up on the three. See, I want to be in on the conversation. I'm tired of people talking about they talking to God. And you understand what I'm saying? But they the only one to hear God. Them days is over with. We're not falling for the okie doke. We're not falling for okie doke. You see, and so we want verifiable proof that God authorized. Ain't nobody authorized that book but King James. That's the only person that authorized it. And it says right there, look, right there, let me get up there. It say, translated out of the original tongues and with the former translations diligently compared and revised. They revised it. So they didn't, so they just doing whatever they want to do. They cutting and pasting, and you understand, if it don't sound right, they erasing it out of there. That's exactly what they doing. And you know, I always say this, you know, to anybody, how you do better than God? How do you do better than God? I'm trying to figure that out. You feel me? How do you do better than Almighty God who created the universe? That's a hard one to follow, man. That's a hard act to follow, man. To come behind God and do better than God. If you could do better than God, what we need with God? What we don't need no God. If you know what I'm saying? People coming in and editing and all of that. I could see it. I would think God would keep up with his own book. You know what I'm saying? I'm quite sure I'm quite sure he know that the times have passed and people not talking like they was in, 2,000 years ago, that he would update the book. You understand what I'm saying? Send us down them magnificent, how what he did for Moses, and you just see some gold tablets, just you come down out of the sky. You know what I'm saying? And say, this is the new Bible. I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to make copies of it and spread it throughout the world. Okay? Don't you think that would be good? Yeah, that's how it should be. Then we know this is officially from God. We should be looking, and we look up and then we see, some gold manuscripts just coming down. You see what I'm saying? We like, oh, God sent it down the new Bible. No, we ain't seeing that. They're going right down there to the publishing house, just like we just went over Thomas Nelson and HarperCollins and all of that that's putting out these Bibles today, they're the ones that and I would like to know what Rupert Murdoch, what his denomination is. That matters. That matter. King James was a Protestant. So you already know is going sway towards the English crown and what they perceive, because that's what the people got to understand what the King James version is. It is the official Bible of the Church of England. Okay? If you did not know that, that's the official title of the King James Version. It is the official Bible of the Church of England. Now, if any of y'all out there, y'all maybe y'all bloodline come through the English. Maybe it do. Maybe you're an Englishman or whatever, and you prefer the King James Version. Okay, then, all right. You come out the Church of England. Okay, all right. Let me back up off of you. But that's what it's for. Now, it says it was translated out of the original tongues. And so, right there, I'm thinking to myself, well, right there, what did they use? What did they use? They must have used the Greek. So at that point, they saying the New Testament came out the Greek. Okay, I read the Bible, and I didn't know that Jesus spoke Greek. I didn't even know he spoke Greek. But and that's like a red flag right there. That the original New Testament Bible was written in Greek, though none of the people that I know of, they tell us that Jesus and the disciples spoke Aramaic. That's what they said. Yeah. You say, who was the interpreter? That's very necessary to find out, because that's critical. That's critical. You see, and not just who the interpreter, what was the original tongue? Because if you got an interpreter from a language that wasn't the original tongue, then the interpreter is totally null and void. You see, no matter which one they use, if they use a tongue that's not because when I go in the Old Testament, I done already cracked the AI head. They speaking African languages. They ain't speaking no Hebrew. Okay? They ain't speaking no Hebrew. So when people say, oh, it was written in the original tongue, the first thing I'm gonna say, well, what is the original tongue? You see? Because Moses, like I say, Moses lived in Egypt damn near all his life. People got to understand, Moses never spoke Hebrew. The people that came out of Egypt was not speaking Hebrew. They were speaking Egyptian. Okay? They was in Egypt for 400 years. The original books that they talking about, that Moses, all of that is fairy tale. But based on the book, when they came out of Egypt, they were speaking Egyptian. They was not speaking Hebrew. Okay? Hebrew is Canaanite. They didn't learn the Canaanite or Phoenician until they conquered into Canaan and took over. And many years after that, then they co-opted the Canaanite, but it was never called Hebrew. That's a modern misnomer. It's not Hebrew, it's Canaanite. Phoenician, that's what it is. Okay, that's the mother tongue of all them languages over there. And the Phoenician come up out of the Nile Valley. It come up out of the Egyptian Demotic script. Okay, that's what it come up out of. So when Moses came out of Egypt, he was not speaking Hebrew. He was not speaking Canaanite. Moses never went into Canaan. He was barred from Canaan by God. You see what I'm saying? He was outlawed from Canaan by God. So he never went into Canaan. So he never spoke Hebrew. The only language that Moses ever spoke was Egyptian. So when God told him to write the Bible, what language did he write it in? He wrote it in Egyptian. So the original Torah would have looked no different than any papyrus that you see in the Nile with the Medu Netta. And I'm using that hypothetical to show you that what they talking about, unless they going all the way back, is nonsense. You see, the original tongue. I just gave you the original tongue. And if you ain't ready to deal with the Phoenician and the Kemetic Cushite, then you ain't working with nothing. Okay? That's right. He was blackballed. Indeed. That's right. Y'all already on top of it. This is a heavy. This is the University of Kemet over here. You feel me? All my family over here, they heavyweights. Y'all already ahead of the game. Y'all already know. So when we get over here, this is almost archaic at this time. You know, this is archaic. People supposed to know this by now. You know, people supposed to know this by now, but we still messing with it. And it says set forth in 1611. Now, what's crazy, I'm going to show you how Gutenberg, that's who made all that up. Gutenberg wrote the Bible, printing press and all of that. I say, listen to this. Listen to this. Now the oldest so-called biblical books in Hebrew is the Dead Sea Scrolls. They found forgeries in that, which we already said that they was forgeries, but they said that amongst the so-called Dead Sea Scrolls, they found out not too long ago that it was forgeries. They're trying to say not all of them are forgeries, but there was some forgeries in the text. Nah, the Dead Sea Scrolls are dated to around 200 AD. Moses died supposedly approximated around 1200 BC. So even when I brought this up on AI, it admitted that there was over 1,000 years gap between when Moses supposedly wrote the Bible and the earliest print in Hebrew version that they got. So it's 1,000-year gap between Moses and the Dead Sea Scrolls. 1,000 years. Man, if y'all don't take them comic books and get them to the little, I wouldn't even get them to the, because there's some garbage in that. Man, the Bible is, need to have listen, real, you know how they put stickers on music? You know what I'm saying? It says, what do they put on them when they say, when it's for people, you got to be 18. You see what I'm saying? They put something on like a advisory, right? Man, they should have a sticker on the Bible. Straight up. The Bible shouldn't be for children. It should not be. That's some weird stuff going on. Parental advisory. That's right. Yeah, it should be a sticker on it. Real talk is real talk. And I'm just telling y'all this. So when it comes down to people saying authorized version, the question becomes who authorized it? Was it God that authorized it? And can you prove it? And proof is that you got God's number, and you call God up, and you call me on the three-way, And I'm gonna ask God. I'm gonna get God. I'm gonna put God on my live stream. I'm gonna say, "Yo, what's up, God?" He's gonna be like, "What up, Sadie? What's up, dog?" I say, "Yeah, God, I've been trying to get with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find out. Did you authorize King James to do this Bible? King who?" I said, "King James. Did you author? Man, I don't know no damn King James, Sadie. What? Man, that man putting out all kind of books on you. God? What? Let me strike his ass down with lightning right now. He already dead, God. He been putting out Bibles and everything, man. What? Man, Sadie, I'm glad you called me, man. Everybody with one of them. I'm going to strike them down." I said, "Well, good, get busy, God. They out here perpetrating on your name. God said, man, I'm so glad you called me up, man. You a real, you real, Sadie." I say, "God, man, I'm just a chip off the old block, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a chip off the old block." I appreciate y'all, family. Let me make sure I put the link out there, family. Uh-oh, you new to the channel. Oh yeah, what you in for? And you rocking with the best. That's all I can tell you. You rocking with the best. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? You gonna go where the mind has never went before. And you gonna thank me later. God gonna thank me, man. They say, God, boy, Sadie, boy, I'm glad you called me, man. Man out here putting all these fake Bibles out in my name. Okay, hold on. Y'all get on, wait a minute. Y'all get on over there to my Patreon, family. Support the general. You know I'm out here putting this hard work out. Okay, right here. Let me do this. Let me make sure I put this in the chat. Bingo. Pin the message. I'm out of here. We're not done for the night. I'm going to come with some more fire. Y'all stay tuned. I'll see y'all in a minute. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on the Wicked Beast Daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black Power.